Hi, Ivy. Good morning. Hi, Star. How are you this morning, Ivy? It's early for me. It was like you was in here, Ivy. Thank you for the likes, y'all. I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. Like I said, it's early for me. I'm like, hi, Ebony. I'm like just now usually like making myself something to eat. I like my mornings to be slow, but I'm gonna go live twice today. Hi, Janaya. No, I'm not on the swing. That I was outside. No, that was the door. Hi, Juanita. Hi, Miriam, because I have the door open to the bedroom. That's my husband, y'all. He being nosy. Dang. I didn't see the YouTube, Juanita. I only read the article. Thank you for the roses. Hello, good morning, everyone. Hi, Fa. I am early, Adelaide. I was just saying that. I was like, I'm on early today, but that's because I'm going to go live twice today. And I'm realizing that like my stamina cannot do like a midday and then an evening. I need like a morning, all of my midday to myself, and then an evening. Hi, Snowy's daughter. You were here last time. Oh, I definitely have to go watch it. Y'all, if you see things, hi, She Giggles. If y'all see things that you think I would like, feel free to DM them to me. I have like mutuals and like viewers like send me stuff all the time. Hi, Deidre. Send me stuff all the time to look at. One of my one of my subscribers watched my video about Hilga. Kayla, good morning. Because y'all know that I won't comment on certain people publicly, but I will comment to my subscribers. Oh, I have to watch it now, Juanita. I almost want to get off and go watch it. You know what? Hold on. Let me pull it up on my laptop. Hold on. Hi, Mama's Truth, Tyson. So, hi, Myra. Yep, see, my door just closed. I have the window open and it's like, no, ma'am. But like, I will not, I don't know if I can. Good morning. I don't know if I can, Juanita, because usually they will like suppress your live if you show copywritten stuff. But I'm going to watch it. Hold on. My laptop's under my bed, y'all. Hold on. Okay. Okay. That makes sense, Juanita. It's on YouTube, yeah? Hi, Sydney. I'm actually prepared today. Hello, Idris. I'm actually prepared this morning too. Like my laptop is actually charged and shit. Hi, Z. Hi, Yvette. Okay, hold on. Let me get in there. Let me get in it. Okay, so this is like right after the villa. Okay, yeah, I need to see. I need to see.
And that beautiful thing about simple practices.
Be quiet. You just trying to play shit. I didn't tell you to play none of that shit. Hold on. Oh, it was after the Call Me Daddy interview. Oh, yeah, I need to see this. Okay. Look, it's like the second thing. I type in TEE and it's like Teen Vogue and Shelly and Alandria. The I Dare You Teen Vogue, is that the one y'all are talking about? It just went up like an hour ago. It already has like 45,000 views. Or 5,000 views, my bad. Okay. Okay, y'all, I'm about to turn it up. And let's listen. Hold on. Y'all tell me if y'all can hear it, okay? Y'all gonna tell me, right?
All right, ready? Together now.
Did y'all hear that? Can y'all hear that? Thank you, Miriam, for subscribing. Okay, perfect. All right, thank you. Okay, all right, here we go, y'all. Wait, let me make sure I don't have it. I usually listen to everything on 2x speed because my ADHD be like, speed it up, but I will make sure it's slowed down real quick. Hold on. Okay, yeah, it's on regular speed. Okay. Hi, Jay. All right, you feel me, Ivy? You feel me? I'd be like, beard up.
All right, ready together now. In a hideaway, yeah. In a
Hi, this is the cast of Love Island USA Season 7, and today we'll be playing I Dare You.
I'm already happy that Ace is here because Ace hasn't been here for any fucking thing. Okay, let's keep going.
I will pick Truth.
She gonna pick truth first. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, sorry. I'm gonna let it play. I'm gonna let it play.
Ooh. Okay, what was the challenge you'd never want to do again? The challenge you'd do again in a heartbeat. I would never want.
Y'all, why are they messy for that? I feel like that was them being messy. Am I tripping? Hi, Pete. What's the challenge you would never do again, and what's the one you would do again in a heartbeat? The heart rate challenge. Y'all, they're messy. I know they didn't know she was gonna get that, but like, that's messy. Okay, sorry.
Do the meal challenge again, and I would do the stand on business challenge in a heartbeat.
She would do the stand up. The person that threw her cards. I'm sorry. Okay, y'all. I'm gonna try to just let it play, but like,
we got up in here. Who do you think had the highest GPA in high school and why? Secondly, who do you think spent the most time at the principal's office?
them immediately knowing Nick.
Okay, who I think had the highest GPA? I'm gonna say Alandria. She's obviously really smart.
That's Ace. That was Ace asking that question, Rosaline.
And beautiful as well. So definitely Alandria.
Thank you, Boogie.
Of course. Who?
Did y'all see Hood's face when he said that?
I
Okay.
think spent the most time at the principal's office, no doubt about it. Definitely Nick. Definitely Nick. Nick has always been a wild child around the village.
P, it was Hood's face. It was Hood's face. She's like, yes, she's making a face when he's like talking about Alandria being super smart and beautiful. Of course.
He earned that award right there. So.
I've heard my name on that intercom so many times as a kid. Nicholas Van Steenberg to the principal's office. I was a bad.
It's on YouTube, Rosaline. Tell me if I'm saying that wrong too. It's on YouTube.
Bad boy. Like when the substitute teacher would come in, I said, yeah.
The way you said that was crazy.
Why is that crazy?
I was bad.
I was a naughty boy.
Teen Vogue, y'all.
They'd have these like metal rulers, and I'd bring them all together, and I just like the substitute teacher would turn around, and I just throw them all in the air.
Oh my
And they all
god.
like fall on the floor. I'd be like throwing chairs like back in elementary school. I was a menace.
Did you get your ass whooped?
Yeah, I call myself Super Gremlin back then.
Yeah.
But,
Okay, I think I'm gonna go with Dare. Call one Islander of the opposite sex who's not here now and see if they answer. I just need my phone.
That's the most boring dare of all time. Yeah, Nick was like the ADHD kid, probably that like, they were like, yeah, I think it's something else going on. Like they were able to easily spot it, whereas like girls' ADHD, it's a little bit harder to spot.
Hello?
Hey, bestie. We're here on Teen Vogue, and I had a dare to call one of the Islanders, so you know I had to call my bestie.
What's good, Shelly?
Alandria's face. Colin Taylor. Chicken shawarma. I need to know. At the very least, the 504 Ivy. That feels weird to y'all. Okay, I'm gonna let it play. But the fact that like it really doesn't even matter for me, the timeline, because well, fuck Austin too. But it's like the fact that Alandria said after 404 stood behind Tay that it felt like like a dagger to her heart. Why the fuck would you call this man and he's your bestie when you called him? Don't play with me.
It feels good to get the call.
Well, we just wanted to say hey.
Hey, well, what up, y'all? I'm glad I got this call and not Ace.
All right, we'll hit you later.
All right, Bessie, love you.
All right, love you too. Bye.
All right, bro.
So I'm gonna do truth. Go around the room and give your castmates a yearbook style superlative.
Superlative.
Brian, I told y'all he was boring.
Wait, superlative?
He didn't even know what superlatives was because he didn't get voted for any. He's boring. He had no personality. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
It's like, those are one of those words I can't say. Superlative.
Superlative.
Superlative? Superlative.
Yes.
Go around the room and give your castmates a yearbook style superlative. Class clown is pretty easy. I'm gonna give that to Mr. Ace.
Right, crazy.
I'm most likely to become a pop star. I'm gonna give that to Huda, the show.
Why?
Just you just be out there laughing and all that. You got that. Best up.
Most likely to be a pop star, Huda. I'm sorry. Why? She wanted him to say something deeper than that so badly. She does sing, but he didn't know that about her. That's not why he said, because you just be out here laughing. Brian, you pissing me off. But he didn't say that. If he had said that, that would have made sense. This interview was like right after the Villa, because this is when Nick had on that crazy ass little yellow, he looked like one of them little, what's them characters that be in the little things all when you take one off and you take the other one off? Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's when, y'all know what I'm talking about. He's dressed like, what is it called? Y'all don't leave me hanging. But it was very, yes, he looks like the little Russian dolls. Exactly. Exactly. That's how he's dressing me. That's what it makes me think in my head. It's of the Russian dolls. Okay. Best alter ego, he says Nick.
Nicholas. I'll say my future wife,
Period.
Amaya.
Period.
I'm not blushing right now, guys. It's just a blush.
Someone that could, I don't know how to word that out though. Someone that can like say a lot but without saying anything. How you
what?
like say a lot without saying anything? Like their eyes, their body, like
Most memeable.
most memeable.
You know what I'm saying? You know sometimes like people have
I'd say the most memeable, low key is Alandria.
She does to me, but that one thing she makes me like,
Yeah.
That's valid.
And then I'd say most down to earth, Shelly.
oh.
They should have gave him suggested superlatives because I don't. Anyway.
And best rapper. Amaya, can you pass me a dare, please?
Oh, I don't think it's terrible. It just it just reminds me of the Russian doll. That's all.
There, right here, right? Time to get spicy.
Lead the group in a rendition of Eat That Kitty in the Highway
Oh shit.
or I Never Said I Was Perfect. You choose the tempo and style. Ace, I feel like this is your speed. Like, help me out.
Alright, we're gonna do Eat That Kitty.
Right.
Yeah. All right.
Alright, here we go.
Alright.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Eat that kitty in the hideaway. In the hideaway. Alright, ready? Together now. Eat that kitty in the hideaway. Yeah. Eat that kitty in the hideaway. Yeah.
It's terrible. Can I get a truth?
Truth. Alright.
No, y'all saw that. Did y'all see that? If you haven't watched it, you need to watch explicitly that part. So if y'all don't know, I'm gonna show you the picture. Hold on. I'm gonna let it play, but then I'm gonna show you why I have something to say about that.
Toxic. Ooh, this is a long truth.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on, let me take this background off because y'all need to see where they're sitting. if you haven't watched it yet. Do y'all see that? Y'all see that? You see that Huda is right in front of that truth bowl, right? Alandra is right behind her. She didn't even attempt to move. And do y'all see the look on her face right now? She hoping so bad that question ain't gonna be something where Alandra gotta say her damn name. Okay, hold on. Let me turn this shit back on. Like, bitch, what you mad for? I'm the victim. I need compensation. We're listening to the Teen Vogue, the Love Island Season 7 cast play I Dare You on their Teen Vogue YouTube channel. Like, how are you? Somebody has said, and I think this is the perfect true, that Hilga is one of the people that like comes to the party and like sits in like heavy sighs until you ask her what's wrong. Can y'all hear them mowing my grass outside or no? Because I'll close my window if so. Okay, they're gone. Okay, back into it.
When you see your dream life post-villa, what do you see? Answer the following questions. Where are you living? What kind of place? What are you doing? Hobbies, work? Do you have pets or kids? I don't really know. I'm a Southern girl, so I would like to think that I would stay in the Southern states, but for the right opportunity, I'll move. Probably to LA. It's like the hub. It's like the hub of all things. So it's like, why not? What kind of place? A high rise? Yeah. I haven't experienced that yet, so I kind of want to see what that's like. What are you doing? Hopefully modeling. Hello. Yeah. I'm kind of tired of.
Okay, I'm gonna leave my background out so I can keep showing y'all her faces because, so Sheena. Tell me if I'm saying your names wrong. I can't play it on here only because they will like restrict your live if you show copywritten things. But let me show y'all her face. Cause girl, the fuck going on with you? Hold on. Why are you so mad? What's wrong? What's wrong, Honda Civic? Why do you look like that? Just girl. Can you see her face? Do you see her, like her?
The elevators, so I want to move on to bigger and better things. Do you have pets? No, I would not have pets.
No?
Nah.
Not even pigeons? No.
Not
even pigeons?
Kids? Hell no. Wow.
Auntie Marcel with the light?
No, I'm cool.
See, she's not claiming the baby.
I told you she's absent.
Right now.
Oh, please.
All right, let's see. Who was the best at making breakfast? Who was the best cook overall? What was your specialty? I mean, I think we could all agree.
If you go to YouTube and you type in teen, just even teen, it's going to be like the second thing. And it's like Teen Vogue, Love Island Season 7 cast play I Dare You.
That Pepito, Mr. Pepe, was the best at making breakfast, the pancakes and all. And the best cook overall. I don't know when I was cooking. But my grilled cheeses.
No, mine was in that kitchen.
I was in that kitchen. I'm sorry. Okay, what was your specialty?
Y'all gotta go watch it. You have to watch it. If I could show it to y'all, I would, because Shelly and even Nick's body language as Amaya and Hood or Hilga are like trying to have this good morning V this moment about Amaya being in the kitchen. They're like,
Oh, grilled cheeses, but
With
actually
honey. With
like,
honey.
Oh, with honey.
You remember that smoothie with like half the tub of peanut butter?
Oh my gosh. I put 2 pieces of bread on your smoothie, man. The peanut butter. Peanut butter smoothie is crazy.
No, we're thinking about the protein. We're thinking about the protein.
Let's switch it up. Let's do dare for me.
Ooh. Let's get it, Brian.
have a very close-up staring contest with the person next to you. Each person has to share anything they think might make the other blink. Loser has to take a shot of hot sauce.
Yo, what? First of all, take off those glasses if you're gonna be doing this. Time to get serious.
It's about to get real intimate. All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
I like your tongue.
Yo,
Hey,
what? I mean, we
Y'all, this is the Teen Vogue. It has the cast playing I Dare You. Yes, this is, Amina, this is like directly after the villa, because this is when Nick had on his little Russian doll outfit and Shelly had on that outfit that she got a bunch of flack from Asian community around, when her and Shelly and Ace and Nick did that little photo shoot together. It's they literally have on those outfits. So it's very early after the villa. It's after the Call Her Daddy podcast though, and Hilga is there with them, and it's awkward as hell. Hi, Monsi. It is on YouTube. Go to Teen Vogue, and you'll find it. Yeah, very early out.
That's a shot.
That looks hot as hell. That's a bowl of hot sauce.
Thank you for the likes, y'all. You're welcome.
Come
Oh
on.
my god.
Big scoop, Brian. Big scoop.
like that?
Yeah. Let's go, Brian.
Y'all got this?
Here we go.
This is a one-take thing.
3, 2, 1, go.
Ooh.
Let's go over Brian.
Bravo.
Can I get some water? I already got a slap.
It's 11 minutes. We have like 2 minutes left. Less than 2 minutes left.
I'm in LA at 90 degrees.
Nurse! Guys, he's becoming tachycardic.
I don't know what that means, but yeah. I'm low-key sweating in this now.
Damn.
You want to keep that or you want me to take it?
I ain't need that.
No, I need to.
I need that. Let's go dare. Let me get a dare on
I
that.
got you. Ace Bugs, Ace
Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's see. This don't make sense.
upside down.
Oh, it's upside down. My bad. All right. Let someone in the group draw a tattoo on you of an inside joke with a marker.
You know how to
I don't even know if I got any more space.
Yeah. My boy, that cat.
Neck. All right, somebody give me a neck tattoo real quick.
Oh, I got one. All right, ready?
I'm scared as hell for this one, yo.
Welcome to.
Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the likes, y'all. After we finish listening, I'm gonna
I'm gonna get you ready.
give you some thoughts.
The stands is insane.
What
That's a big ass tattoo, Nick.
What going on right now? What's he doing? Brian, what's it looking like? Brian, what is it looking like?
It's not
Oh,
looking bad.
I know where you're going with.
Ow!
It looks fire.
That's fire.
That's
a minion.
I didn't see her reach for a marker, P. No, Nick did it, and he drew a minion.
I might keep it. I ain't gonna lie.
The artiste.
May I have a truth, please? What's an inside joke from the villa that we didn't get to see? Oh, yeah.
Oh, the screams.
We would, we each had a character, like me and the boys. So I was Chicken, he was Hulk, and he was, we call him Caesar. And Taylor was Pterodactyl. So we get 3 times a day to say the character. So for example, I'd say, Ace, Hulk smash, and then
scream out and bang a table and yell Hulk smash.
Yeah.
And then for him it was Chicken. And then he would
I'd have to like buck, and then like scream.
Yeah.
And he would scream.
From the dressing
Like,
room.
we'll all be getting ready in here, bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
That's my
She like that's
And mind you, we would do all this whether we're filming or having a chat. It didn't matter. You had to scream out whatever the person's character was. You had to do it.
I could be getting sent home off the villa, and I have to do the chicken.
Right. So,
All right, guys. Did we learn anything about each other?
Yes.
Yes.
Nick was bad as hell.
Sarah Cox not visiting him.
No.
Brian can do a staring contest. With the Maya specifically.
Nick is also an artist.
Oh, yeah.
That was great.
I did learn that Nick does give great tattoos.
Yeah.
Thank you, Team Vogue.
Watch the Love Island USA Season 7 reunion.
On Peacock, August 25th at 9 p.m. Eastern.
All right. Initial thoughts. Have y'all gone to watch it? Did you go? Like, I don't know why I didn't tell y'all to watch it at the same time I was watching it. Oh, wait. That probably would have been hard if you were in here. Either way. Initial thoughts. It was clear that Hilga and Alandria were not fucking with each other from this moment. For me. She didn't say anything about, she didn't say anything about Hilga. But it was clear to me from this moment, just with their body language, Hilga's facial expressions, it's almost like Hilga's not really fucking with the whole top row. I felt like that was when she was the most kind of like in her little sad girl face. And so to me, that's what it was giving, is like Nick explicitly asked her to hand him one. Like the truth. He was like, can you hand me a truth, please, Huda? Because I wonder if she would have, Jen, I'm realizing that. I wonder if she would have also not handed it to him the same way she didn't hand it to Alandria. My thing is, bitch, we don't gotta be friends, but we at work. Have a little decorum. Okay? Keep it cute in here. You know? So, but it was clear she wasn't fucking with them, which is, again, like I said, yes, this was right after her interview dropped, and then they unfollowed her, Alandria and Shelly. I don't know if Ace, y'all, I'm not gonna lie, I'm biased toward the women, so I don't pay as much attention to the men. So I don't know if Ace follows her. I know Nick still does. Exactly, B. But I felt like she also had that energy with Ace. So did Ace also unfollow her, y'all? Tell me, because y'all would know better than me probably. Oh, he never did follow her. That tracks. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, I think she seemed to me to have the most like face with Ace, Shelly, and Alandria, so that makes sense. I think he followed her at one point, Rachel, like maybe like before the villa ever existed, but then once he got out, he unfollowed her. I mean, Nick has been very let me make sure I'm actually, I don't know. I don't like that Shelly called Taylor. I don't know if she looks sad to me, Ivy, as much as she looks like disinterested. I think Nick is very diplomatic. So they asked them to call someone that was of the opposite sex from the villa. Now, okay, reality is maybe she don't talk to nobody else other than Taylor from who was, you know what I mean? Like, she may not have had nobody else in the villa to fucking call that was a man, right? Because we know she fucks with Nick. We know she fucks with Ace. Like, who else does she fuck with that's a guy from the villa? So, like, that might have been the only person that she had to call. So Shelly had gotten a dare to call a person from the opposite sex from the villa. Does she fuck with Pepe though, Cindy? I don't actually know that. It was the saying bestie. Exactly, Nurse Brain. It's like, okay, maybe he's the only guy in her phone that she could call. That was from, like, you know what I mean? It was the fact that she was like, hi, bestie. I didn't like that part. Yeah, it wouldn't shock me if she wasn't necessarily close to any of the other guys. That wouldn't shock me. And so, like, it makes sense that she would, like, have Taylor's information. Yeah, this is, like, a week or so post-Villa. It would make sense that she would have his number to call. But it was the bestie. It was the bestie. It was the I love you. Like, Alandria didn't say that Sierra, a person that she was significantly less close to, standing behind that man was a dagger to her heart. Why would her soul sister move? I just didn't like it. And yeah, again, Ivy, once again, Alandria swallowing her feelings to appease everyone. So this is y'all, like, again, and y'all know I'm a big proponent of people are going to do relationships the way they want to do them. Okay? So this is not about me saying that Alandria needs to not be friends with Shelly. Okay? But I do want y'all to be mindful. What did you think? I want y'all to be mindful in your regular lives. Are you shoving down your feelings in order to, there's this like quote, right? When you're keeping the peace outside of yourself, but now you're all disrupted inside, you not at peace because you're so busy trying to keep the peace outside of you. Sometimes everybody else's shit gonna have to be fucked up too, because I'm not gonna keep holding all of this for the sake of y'all. I don't remember, Anka, when they were in these outfits. I can't remember if that was before. I think it was after Disney. Yeah, I think it was after. I think that photo shoot was after, and these are the clothes that they're in. Irina, but I've said before that he needs to also make some decisions. So for me, the smoke is for everybody. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Everybody got to be accountable. But right now in this interview, it's Shelly that's doing that. So that's why we're talking about her. For me, right, it's like y'all just need to, again, you can do whatever you want to do too. You can do whatever you want to do too. But when this person has played in your bestie space, or someone that you consider to be the person that you love, that, you know, in their Teen Vogue interview, they told us, right, that, yeah, in their, hi Shayla, in their interview, they told us, like, we knew that God, like, put us here together, that, like, we needed to be here at the same time together, right? They felt very destined to spend their time together, right? And Shelly's like, you know, I hope that you know that, like, we're in this forever, like, you're not getting rid of me. Alandra's like, you know, this is my soul sister. And I think that this is real. I think that that's real. And that is a recent interview. Oh, Bobos, we were just listening to the Teen Vogue YouTube with the season 7 cast. And so for me, again, y'all, it's just a matter of if you feel that close to someone and being in a relationship with them requires that you tolerate them being in community with people that have done real harm to you, you need to evaluate how close you are keeping that person to you. Because I'm not even a person that's like, oh, you can't be friends with people I'm not friends with. That's not necessarily realistic. It's not even always necessary, right? But when you're calling someone your bestie and telling them that you love them, that you know has harmed me in this way, but you're also supposed to be my close friend, you need to evaluate. Again, like people have been saying in my life for, I guess, a week at this point, a friend to everyone is a friend to no one. And I said to y'all, hi Jules, I said to y'all, and I said to y'all, yes, I said to y'all, right, to, that's exactly what I was about to say, P, right? That Shelly strikes me as the type of friend where it's all cool and dandy until it's you. Once it happens to you, now it's a problem. But other than that, you can tolerate pretty much however this person is moving. I have a problem with people that can't recognize people's problematic behavior until it gets to them. Right? And this goes to be a real nerd, right? Like this goes beyond friendships. This is like in the regular world too, right? Like how we're seeing with what's happening in the United States right now. A lot of people are fine to take a back seat because, oh, it doesn't directly impact me. Yeah, until it does, motherfucker. Until it does. Like sometimes you just have to have morals and values, and even if it doesn't directly impact you, when people are not in alignment with that, you should move accordingly. It's very selfish and self-involved. Yeah, this is the we can be friends despite our politics type of people. Exactly. And it's like, nah, baby, sometimes that ain't true. If your politics are rooted in my oppression, baby, that says something, or somebody else's oppression. Because it doesn't even have to directly impact me, but that says something to me about you as a person. And so I personally would not fuck with that. When you can't recognize something is wrong until it's directly impacting you, that's short-sightedness. And it gives self-involvement in a way that is problematic. I did see Jen, same. Listen. So I hear y'all, I saw the comment, Shelly is grown, it doesn't owe her anything. I didn't say she did. What I said was that's information and that's data. Because again, y'all be struggling with this sometimes, so let me be clear. Boundaries are never about controlling anybody else's behavior. Ain't nobody gonna make Shelly is gonna do whatever the fuck she wants to do. What is important for Alandria to do is to determine whether or not that matters to her and to set up boundaries for herself in protection of herself. That's it. It's just data, y'all. And you do whatever the fuck you want to do with it. V, that's a great point. If O had stayed friends with Sadness after she attached Shelly to the bullying, would Shelly have felt away? If it was never Alandria and it had only ever been aimed at Shelly and Alandria stayed friends with her, do we think Shelly would have felt away? And when you can't see it for anybody else but yourself, that's a problem. This goes back to Nick's speech, right? And this is what I'm saying, right? People want to say that Shelly doesn't owe her anything, and that's fair. Ultimately, y'all, we can't control what Shelly or Alandria do, but when we have these conversations, just as a reminder, because maybe some of y'all don't know me up in here, right? We're always having these conversations, looking at their behavior, but also talking about our own lives. If you are a person that feels like it only matters when it comes to you, that's a problem. If you have people in your life that cannot understand something being wrong until it directly impacts them, that is a problem. That is a character trait and a flaw that you need to be paying attention to. Jen, I think that is true to some extent, for sure. And I would say that Shelly and Alandria being older, and because of the dynamic, it being like a work relationship, that for them it might feel more like it is like making a point. You know what I mean? She may not have, Jen, but I think that's kind of like the whole point of it all, right? Anyway. I mean, MTia, there was a whole, when they were flipping out the Mean Girls faces, that was Shelly, Alandria, and Sierra on those faces. The same that they did with Nick, Taylor, and Ace. So yeah, there was a whole campaign of calling the three of them Mean Girls. And then Bella hopping on that train, Vanna hopping on that train, trying to act like they were Mean Girls to them. Vanna was there for 3 seconds and Bella was there for 5. So please. And like, that's the whole point, Jen, right? It's like, we're at work. Again, have just a little bit of decorum. But MTia, they was coming for Alandria from the moment she told old girl to relax at the fire pit. Because she cried. So now all of a sudden, she's a mean girl. Bella didn't say Alandria was a mean girl. What she did was made a post about how her girl was getting bullied and ganged up on in the villa and she needed to go save her. girl, get a club booking and be quiet. Be quiet. That was the day I knew too, V. That was literally the day that I was like, oh, I can't fuck with her. As far as like Hilga. They didn't. Shayla, they want to be anti-black. So like I was telling y'all can always send me things if you think I would want to watch it or I would want to see it or you want me to have thoughts around it. One of my subs, so y'all know that I don't talk about certain people on my public page because I don't always want it to end up on the FYP. Exactly. But I made a video about Hilga and some predictions, and one of my subscribers inboxed me and was like, look, it's already happening in real time. Exactly, P. It was giving that, you know, again, Beldasha, I think they had like a big sister, little sister type of vibe. That wouldn't have probably lasted if she had stayed in the villa, though. Yeah, so again, Yana the Artist's video, I haven't seen it. Inbox it to me. 404, it's becoming unhinged. No, I'm just kidding. A scheme that Todd set up. I love it. I love it. I agree. Unhinged was like a while back. It's not becoming. She's no longer becoming. She has arrived. And that's the wild part, Ivy, right? Is like a lot of them have been up under Alandria. Literally, Alandria and Shelly talked about, right? Like them being the mothers, that really bothered me. The mothers and the therapists of the villa, as if they did. Well, I think we came to the conclusion yesterday. They don't have licensed therapists there. They have 2 psychologists and then coaches there. That was what somebody looked up and found out. And then somebody actually knows one of the coaches that is in the villa. So, but still, them being the therapists when they had access to people that have the ability to hold space for them is just whack. Do I think that Ace and Shelly set up Alandria in the villa? You're getting suspicious. Dave, I feel like no, that's probably not gonna happen. We're probably not gonna be feeling nothing, too much of nothing. I don't know if I think that they set her up. I guess I have a different read than I think a lot of people do. And maybe I need to go back and rewatch the episode because I know, right? Like, are you okay? I feel like I have a different read on this particular moment in the villa. So a lot of people are mad at Ace about Alandria because when Taylor says like the physical is not there to Ace, they're like, well, Ace continued to coach him. I really saw what I saw, and I'm going to go back and rewatch it because maybe I'm misremembering. But what I saw in that moment was I saw Ace literally like he was almost like shocked by that statement. He was like, well, you need to like figure it out. Like you need to figure out what you're going to do. And I didn't really see him give Taylor any more advice after that, like unsolicited. So I didn't read that as like, well, well, dude, like just figure it out and let's just scheme her for you to stay in the villa. Like, that's not what I saw. Okay, you rewatched it and that's what you saw too. Yeah, for me, it's like, I feel like people don't like Ace. And so they misremember that scene in order to add to their dislike of him. And y'all, don't get me wrong. I'm not even an Ace defender like that, but I do try to be fair. Hi, Gigi. That was a good question. Do I think Shelly knew he was not attracted to and just did not say anything? Thank you. I find it hard to believe that Shelly and Ace never talked about it, but I guess it's possible. Yeah. Yeah, I did. Yeah, y'all. I've always felt like people, again, okay, yeah, thank you, Jen, for clearing that up. Shelly didn't know until she came out of the villa. TJ Dub, I don't necessarily agree with that. Like, I mean, I agree to a certain extent. Everybody does that a little bit in the villa. You know what I mean? Like, they want to keep their friends there. We watched that with PPG last season. They kept Janae, and she didn't have nobody she was coupled up with at the time. People do that. You know what I mean? But yeah, I feel like they wanted to just believe they needed a villain. Okay, Gigi, they needed a villain, and Ace was the easy choice because people on social media started crafting narratives and people just ran with it. And I think that that's possible too, Jules. Like, whether people want to admit it or not, in some sense, Taylor also coasted the way Austin did through that villa. Rachel, I agree. There were moments when Shelly kept pushing Ola to continue pursuing Taylor, which I thought was a little weird as a friend. I will say that the way that I understood it, exactly, Irina, Taylor was a liar, right? He was not being honest. So the way that I took it, as far as like, hold on. About Shelly and Alandria is that, like, Shelly initially was like, respectfully, fuck that man. But like, ultimately, I'm going to support whatever you want to do. And I took it more as not like, girl, go get your man, but like, have a conversation, figure it out. Figure out what it was. You know what I mean? And I know that after the Villa and the Kiki interview, they talked about, like, Alandria's, like, her habit was to, I'm just going to be like, fuck you. I'm not dealing with it no more, right? And she was really trying to move away from that. And so I took that as Shelly telling her, like, okay, you're saying you want to do something different. Go have the conversation. Put it to bed if that's what you're doing. But, like, actually put it to bed. Don't just decide without the conversation. More than it was like, girl, go get your man. You know what I mean? Because she started with respectfully fuck that man. And again, we have to remember that, like, right, we're getting sound bites of everything. I think the thing that's been sticking out for me the most recently, y'all, Jules, no particular rules today. I'm going to be live for just a little bit this morning, and then I'm going to be live again tonight. The thing that's been sticking out to me the most, thank you so much for the roses. Thank y'all for the likes. And I don't know if y'all have noticed this as well. Oh yeah, Kiana, we listen to the Teen Vogue, YouTube. Is how much Alandria keeps, literally, I think at this point, this is 4 different interviews. 4 different interviews where I've heard her mention how people wanted to reduce her character to that stand on business moment. And why this sticks out for me, why this is important to me, because clearly it means it's unresolved. Like, that's kicking up a lot of shit for her. Because we heard her talk about it in the Kiki interview. We heard her talk about it in the Tish interview. We heard her talk about it on Watch What Happens Live. And it's in the Teen Vogue interview. It actually might have been in the Variety interview too. Like, that is... That was painful for her. And that makes me really sad for her. She keeps bringing up how people, so yeah, that's 5 interviews. 5 interviews where she talks about the Stand on Business challenge when she spoke directly to Taylor, and people are like, oh, that's who she is. That's her real character. That is really disruptive to her spirit that she's being so mischaracterized. The way that girl is a liar, that's why I couldn't believe she picked the truth. Talking about, she was set to fail from the beginning. On God, be like, how is you cool? The way she threw them cards, yeah, that's the challenge you would do again. Girl, shut the hell up. No, for real. Somebody said she picked the truth so that she could lie. Okay, yes. Yes, exactly. Went there to just pout. Girl, leave. But we ain't seen her since. I mean, we have, I guess, people that like follow her, but she thought we was playing lie in there. 2 truths and a lie. Child. So that her fans could be like, oh my God, look. They continue to bully her. Oh my gosh, she had to sit in this room with these women that had just unfollowed her. Oh my gosh, she had to be with her bully. She's so strong. I shouldn't make fun of people, y'all. I'm sorry to her fans. But like, that's what they're going to do. Whole time, they're saying Alandria is faking about her crying. Like, please. Please. Exactly. If you were really bullied, why would you go around those girls? Because you weren't. Amina, that got sent to me in my inbox. Listen, the way Alandria was not allowed to be nuanced and is still not being allowed to be nuanced is so, like, there's no right way for her to show up, right? And this is, again, the experience of dark-skinned Black women on any platform, but definitely reality TV. She can't cry because that's not real. She's just looking for sympathy. She can't be poised because that's not real. She's faking it. The only thing they'll let her have access to is her anger. That's it. That's the only emotion they will let her access because that's the only way that they're willing to understand her. Right? And we've talked about it before, but like Shelly gets it, but I don't think she gets it at the same rate that Alandria gets it. And that has to do with how Shelly's features are more Eurocentric. And so, MT, to your point, I don't think the cast back Alandria up enough as much as she was there for everyone, and that's so sad. And here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. And clock that, TJ, right? Because Amaya she identifies as Afro-Latina. Thank you, Jasmine, but she is lighter skinned. So yeah, she could be sad. Of course. Of course. Because she has more proximity to whiteness. It's why I'll cry. I will cry in certain rooms. Yeah, we all crying. Bitch, we're all sad. You know, and that's the thing. So plus they're going to be pissed about her apologizing because then they can't continue to run with the narrative that she's not wrong. They need her to continue to be angry. Oh, she is. They need her to continue to be angry at them because they need to keep being able to villainize those black women. And so if she lets up off of that, then what cover do they have for themselves, right? Because again, it's never been about them liking Hilga as much as it's been a way for them to manifest their anti-blackness through her. Right? It's what I said about people with 404 when the response to her using a slur against Asian people was for people to be xenophobic and bigoted toward her. It was never about you giving a fuck about Asian community. It was an opportunity for you to practice your xenophobia and your bigotry. It was an excuse for you to, look, I get to relish in this part of who I am. You don't give a fuck about Asian community. And so Hilga's fans, that's why she, and quiet as it's kept, that's why she ain't never gonna say nothing about what they're saying. Because she's clear that they're not actually fans, they're just anti-black people. And they want to choose the Instagram baddie, right? Because that's the aesthetic that she fits, right? Instagram baddie. Over the high fashion, because how dare these black girls think that they could be elevated above this? And so she cannot say anything to them because if she were to, then the fan base would disappear. They wouldn't be like, okay, queen, we love you, our bad. They'd be like, she's so fake, this bitch. She knows it. It's like Meg Thee Stallion said, do they really support you or they hate me? Yeah. Yeah. Because like I said the other day, the majority of her fan base doesn't even have buying power. Yeah. Wake it up. You know? So she can't say anything. She can't. And she knows it. Her fan base is not built on actual love and care for her. It's built on hatred for Alandria and Shelly. And to somebody, who was it? It's that said, Brian giving her that crazy, she would be the pop star. I thought that was funny only because he didn't have a good reason for it. Like, do you not know the girl sings? There are a lot of black people that are in her fan base. I think that they are not based in the United States, but I'm not sure. I've heard the same allegations. I think this goes back to, again, what a lot of people think about black Americans and how nuanced that conversation is amongst the diaspora. I don't know if I think she isn't getting opportunities. I just think that they're probably not the ones she thought she was going to get. Him and Amaya knew he was lying when he said that. She's gonna be my future wife. They both knew they was lying. Maybe not, Jen. Maybe not. Maybe she is getting like a shit ton of brand deals that we just don't see. I don't know. It's kind of a long time coming at this point. Oh, Jules, I think that lapse of judgment I think that man did something. I know people think it's him pouring the liquor down the girl's throat. That may be what he's going to be accountable for out loud, but I think he did something. Yeah, I have her blocked, so I really don't know what she has going on in her life other than what people tell me. Yeah, Awanda, isn't her management based in UK? That's probably the only place she could go and get any support. Sorry. I don't mean it. No, I kind of do mean it like that. I think she's gonna, that's probably the only place she could go and get any support. Sorry. I don't mean it. No, I kind of do mean it like that. I think she's going to continue to face a lot of backlash here because whether people like to admit it or not, Black women do have a lot of buying power, and we do definitely impact like what is on and what's not. And if Black women are not fucking with her over here in the States, then it would make sense to go international. And if Black women are not fucking with her over here in the States, then it would make sense to go international. Okay. For her. How Ashanti did with J-Lo. Let somebody else be the face and she just be the vocals. So, we'll see. Hi, Tata. Thank you. I mean, either way, you know, y'all. I'm ready for this reunion. I'm ready to like, exactly. Them bikinis were sold the fuck out. The glosses sold out in less than a night. They sold out in 3 hours. And then they sell out, didn't one of them already sell out 2 or 3 times? Hi, Ebony. Yeah. Exactly. That's going to be her biggest downfall. That's going to be her biggest downfall, Leona. The issue is that she peddles in Black aesthetics and she's not good with Black community. And if it's one thing we don't like, it's for you to feel like you're trying to come in and be a part of us, but you're also actively rejecting us. Like that, it can't be both. Dang, Amina. Yeah, I always have to, I can't buy bikinis from anywhere. Even like as much as I wanted to like try to support Meg's line, I can't because I have to buy bikinis where I can get it in the actual cup size because, yeah. Shaban, a great point. Ask Daniel Caesar. He said one crazy thing and we've been like, oh boy, we off you. For the rest of forever. The career that you could have had is now gone because you decided to play in somebody's face. Ask Tyla. Exactly. So it's like Mooney Long, when she got weird, Jules, like, what are you doing right now, sis? Not too much. Not too much. But yeah, it's like, it's, you have to be careful when you are, you know, again, this goes back to how people don't want to acknowledge how much influence Black Americans have on the culture. Ask Target, Jim. Exactly. It's like, again, so yeah, we'll see. Chrisette Michelle. And that's the piece, right? Is like, unfortunately for her, she's not a man. So she won't be able to use patriarchy to continue to prop her up. Right? Because there are a lot of men that also should be canceled, but cancel culture doesn't work on them in the same way because there are too many male-centered women. So it's like if you are a woman, exactly, and y'all can name them for days in the comments, right? It's like if you are a woman, though, you don't have the same cover. And you absolutely have to be careful about how you move through the world. Exactly. I don't think it's Tyla hate so much as it's like, oh, that's weird. I don't really fuck with that. And if you decide, and this is like part of, there's this creator that actually did a much more well thought out perspective around it, but they were basically like, Black people are very communal, and it's like, it is indifference, Lilac, right? It's like the vibe matters, right? This is why we'll ask like, who's all over there? you know, before I want to come, or, you know, and so it's like when she said what she said, considering you're in the United States and you had an opportunity to clear up what you meant by that and didn't take the opportunity. It was just like, oh, like, that's weird. Like, I don't really fuck with that. That's odd. And so the vibe didn't feel like a vibe. And so it's not even like, oh, I don't want her to do well. It's just like, I don't vibe with it. And so we just didn't vibe. We just didn't push. You know what I mean? And I think it's not even that people don't understand. It's the fact that she chose to not, her management, and because she's young, she's listening to them, right? Chose not to give a fuck enough to clear it up. But you're over here at our house trying to talk to, right? And so it's like, you can't be in my shit, because the same way I need to get it if I come over in your shit, I need to understand that I have to act a certain way at your house. You're at our house. And so if I'm asking you to help me understand this thing, you should have put a little effort, and they didn't. And so then black people over in the United States were just like, yeah, we cool. So that's what I think it is more than anything, right? It felt like almost like a lack of respect. And it just didn't vibe. Her management needed to handle that much better. Okay, back to Love Island. Sorry, y'all. But y'all see how it's all connected though, right? It's all connected, right? So when we're talking about these people, yes, but it's like there's all, it's connected to all the things. Exactly, a lilac. Yeah. I'm glad that felt useful, Anika. So yeah, so it's like, again, you know, I think it's unfortunate that Alandria has to continue to sort of take things on the chin. I don't think she deserves to have to like hold so much. And I get it. People want to be like, well, she's forgiven him. What does that mean though, y'all? Sometimes we forgive so that we can move on more than it's because we actually feel resolved about it. The fact that she keeps coming back to that stand on business challenge and that moment with him and the way that people perceived her as a result of that moment. Ebony, exactly, Jules. It's like, you know what? I need to live my life. And I don't want to give it any more energy. But that doesn't mean that I'm actually okay with what he did and how he moved. Exactly, Chicken Swarma. Exactly. We had just watched the Teen Vogue interview. She deserves a very public one, Jen. I agree. Ebony, we were watching the Teen Vogue interview that was done like a week after. That's a great question. Hi, Jakayla. I'm going to answer that question, Rose. We were watching, thank you. We were watching the Teen Vogue, like Truth or Dare that they did with Hilga, Papaya, Brian, Alandria, Nick, Shelly, and Ace. And, that's a great question too, P. I'll answer both of those. And basically this was right after the Call Her Daddy podcast. It was like maybe 2 days or something, someone said, after it dropped. After Alandria and Shelly had both unfollowed Hilga, and then they're doing this little moment together. And one of the dares was for Shelly to call a cast member of the opposite sex. She called Taylor. And in that phone call with Taylor, he was her bestie, and I love you, and et cetera, et cetera. Thank you for the follow, Jen. I would say, okay, so somebody said, do we think that Taylor needs to give a public apology? I do. Do we think that do I think that he and Alandria need to have a closure conversation? I don't think so. I agree with that, Chris. I don't think they need a closure conversation, because I don't think she wants to give him any more energy. What I want that motherfucker to do, not that he gotta ever do what I want, right? But what I want that motherfucker to do is get on this fucking internet. You want to be on this internet any other time. Get your ass on this internet and tell us about how you have reflected on your behaviors in the villa. You recognize whatever the things are that you recognize about how you did not move with integrity, what you're doing to change that, and your commitment to moving forward. But if he actually wants to ingratiate himself to the public and to move forward, he's not going to be able to do that by having no private conversation with her. And he doesn't deserve any more of her energy. And that's the thing, Rose. He doesn't believe he did anything wrong. But do I think he should say something if he thinks he's going to have a successful brand? Because remember, he is his brand. I mean, you know, he also wants to go back to the rodeo. So maybe he don't. But he needs to go on a goddamn apology tour. You know, I don't think that she owes him any more time or space unless she wants to give it to him. But I think that he needs to recognize you did this on national TV. And if it's one thing, again, back to black people, if it's one thing we do, it is move communally. Yes, we are, Shink. We move communally. And so you fuck with one of us, it's like you fucking with all of us sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing, Taylor? And so I do think that, you know, there is some level of like, that demonstrates what you think about women. That demonstrates what you think about black women, dark-skinned black women explicitly. Like, yeah, you're going to have to clear some shit up. I know his little the frat bros was online like, oh, Landry, we don't know him. He ain't with us. He doesn't, MTA. I think he very much, I've said this before, he is very concerned with what men think about him. Siobhan, do I think that the first clip where we saw Alandria saying basically you talked about, you know, you spoke about it in public, let's clear it up in public, was to Hilga? I actually don't. I think it should be. But I don't. I think that's for Coco. And I think they teased it the way that they did because they want us to think it's to Hilga, but I think it's to Coco. And I don't really like that. I feel like other people need more smoke than Coco. You're welcome, Siobhan. Yeah, I think that, you know, Coco is low-hanging fruit, and she didn't have as close of a relationship with Coco. So it's like, bitch, what you feeling like is probably where she's at, whereas, like, I'm sure Hilga feels a little bit more nuanced and complicated for her. And so I think that Hilga conversation is going to be less rah-rah and more like, damn, bitch, for real. Like, I think it's going to be more like that energy. I agree, Jules. That's exactly why I think T. Again, and that goes back to someone else's point about how Alandria has to take things on the chin and how she doesn't get enough protection from some of the cast. And it might be part of the reason why she's still feeling unresolved about that moment, because if all of my closest friends are still friends with this man, then what space is she existing in where she's being validated for what she felt and how she responded without them saying, and I also understand his side, or, you know, without them also trying to offer in nuance and be devil's advocate. Like, what space is she in where she's just experiencing validation of her experience? I don't know if they will. That'll be interesting if they bring up the core 4 unfollowing coulda, except for Nick. Belle said, hold on. Wait, I thought I saw Coco came out on live and said Alandria doesn't talk to her in the preview. Oh, I didn't see that. Yeah. So the cast failed to realize Taylor was acting in front of all of them. It's like they continue to not understand how much of a liar he is. And again, I know they have their reasons, but this goes back to why watching the show back is important. Because then you're able to clock, oh, that motherfucker was saying that, he was saying, and you're able to see that he was being dishonest. I feel like the only person that clocks him on his dishonesty is Nick and Alandria. And so and like Alandria said, you can only take people at their word. You only know what they actually say to you. You don't know what they say in their confessionals. You don't know any of that when you're in the villa. So they're basing their continued relationship. Okay, Ebony, that may be why we ain't really seen him with him. Yeah, I'm curious. Did he say he watched the whole thing? I know. No, Nick didn't watch it back. Alandria said she got through part of the first episode and didn't like her accent, so couldn't watch it. And Shelly said that she watched a few. She said like 25% of the season. So I don't know. Exactly. You think Shelly's lying? I don't know. I don't know why she would lie. I don't think he was laughing. I think he was having like a ooh kind of moment. That's what I thought. I mean, shit, maybe the reason why Ace ass ain't been online is because he has been watching the shit. He been busy. Yeah, I don't know why she would lie about only watching 25% of it. Ebony, somebody said they thought Shelly might have been like lied and watched more than that. Yeah, I get okay, Katana, I guess I could see that, but I don't know. I have feels about Shelly. It definitely happened very early on, Kiana, because it was like right when Jalen was getting there. Shink, what do you mean? What feels do I have about Shelly? I'm feeling very complicated about Shelly right now. Cause like I want to have grace for her, and some things that she's doing just don't make sense to me. And it feels like I was talking about it earlier, it feels like okay, so like in activist community, for example, if the only time that you're ever engaged in the struggle is around identities that you have because you are directly impacted, that is a missed opportunity, and it is a short-sightedness. And I feel like Shelly is short-sighted. Like I feel like she only wakes shit up when it's about her. And to me, I just don't move through the world like that. And so that feels weird. Like I don't understand how you can't recognize that even if they didn't do it to you, that says something about who they are. Like I just don't remember being that way at 27. You know? Like I get it like at a much younger, but I don't at 27. It's like, even if you're not doing that to me, it means something about you. So I just don't get it. Hi, Nanlai. And so for me, that's what feels like complicated about it. Because it's like, I also want to hold, well, I'm just like Jayla, just like in general. Like even her calling Taylor on this like a interview with Teen Vogue, and that's bestie and I love you, and it's like, it's just weird because you watched how he acted as a man. He didn't move with integrity. Like, are you really not? And like, maybe you really can't clock that. Like, maybe you don't see it. But I just don't feel like you're stupid and you can't. I just don't feel like she's not smart. I feel like she is smart. Non-lie, we're talking about Shelly. Somebody asked what my complicated feelings were. Yeah, Kiana, that's what it feels like. And to me, it's like, I cannot rock with people that the only time you ever give a fuck is if you're directly impacted. Because I just don't move through the world like that. Listen, as a parent, when I be having, I sit down all the teachers at the beginning of the year, because we gonna have some act right when it comes to my babies, right? Let's talk about how you best get them to show up for you. Let's be on the same team, blah, da, 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 da. It's on YouTube, da, da. But I say in every single meeting, I tell them, I do this because there are some parents that don't have the availability to come in here and have this meeting with you. So I do this, that as you're considering my child, you consider all children in that room. Because they're my community too. They're my village too. And not every parent has the space to just be like, oh yeah, I can meet at any time, any day. I'll just move my schedule around. And so I'm going to be the parent that comes in here and advocates for all the kids. Because even though they're not my baby, they're somebody's baby. And so I'm here to advocate for them. And so I don't understand. Because I don't live my life that way. I don't understand only giving a fuck about things that impact me. I don't understand that. Exactly, So Plush. I just don't get it. If certain things are being revealed about your character that I would not do as a person because I'm like, oh, that doesn't vibe with me as a person, how can I vibe with you? I'll do it tonight, Jules. Because I have to get off soon to go get my child. My senior only has 3 classes this year, y'all. So he gets off in the middle of the day. And he feels like he doesn't want to drive until he graduates from high school. And so I just don't understand. For me, I don't understand that part. And that's what feels complicated for me about her. If that makes sense. Yes, exactly. Thank you for naming that, Con. Because that's where I am, right? It's like, you said, I like that your takes are nuanced. So many people have to hate a person completely. For me, it's like, it's not a black or white situation. Like, it is very complicated, but this particular thing feels so, it like rubs me in a bad way. It doesn't mean I have to hate her or wish bad on her or fuck her. She's a horrible person. And I don't have to draw all these other conclusions. But this right here makes it's just, I don't like it. It's odd to me. I don't understand it. Okay, that makes sense. Her so. She reminds me of Haitian women that are impartial when it comes to men. I think a lot of men are, I think a lot of women are this way. Like, being male-centered can look lots of different ways. Smut me, please. I will be back on at 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Mountain, 6 p.m. I made that up. Hold on. 4 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Mountain, 6 Central, 7 Eastern. The live event is already on my page where you can register for it, I guess, so that you'll get the notification or whatever. But I will always share it also to my story when I go live. And then yes, I will be opening panels. Yeah, it's the you're my bestie, and then the I love yous. It's not just hey Tay Tay, I was supposed to call somebody, blah 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 blah. All right, well, we're gonna let you go, right? It's the other part. And again, being male-centered, yes, can look different. It's not always like how Hilga looks. Jayla asks, but then how do you feel about Nick still being friends with Taylor? I have a whole video, I think multiple, around how he definitely needs to make some decisions at this point. He has enough data where he needs to make some decisions. And I said then, and I'll say now, right? Even if it's not about Alandria, which I would think that would be enough, but even if it's not about Alandria, you're watching how he's moving with his woman. Is that the type of man that you want to be associated with? Because like they say, right? Not all men, but it's always a man. And then there are always those men that are like, well, I don't know any men like that, but I'm sorry. If you're friends with and not calling out the behavior of men, you too. Oh, smut me, please. Okay, yes, I want to hear that tonight. Please come back and request to be on the panel. Oh, he was, Kiana. He was. No, Miss Mac, again, I agree. Oh, I didn't notice that. I'm going to watch it a couple more times. Y'all know, maybe y'all don't know, but I do say, like, I like to watch something and just be in it the first time I'm watching it. And then I go back and I watch it again and I look at even more of the subtleties. But I try to just watch it and see, what does my body feel? What am I noticing right off the bat? And then I go back and watch it again. Because I didn't notice Shelly not making eye contact with Alandria. So I'll have to go back and watch it again. And Miss Mac, I do feel like part of the reason why Nick is still friends with Taylor is because Alandria has not made a big deal out of it. And I've said that, like, I think she's not going to, though. I think he's going to just have to decide what it means for him as a man to remain in a relationship with that man. TJ, you can watch it on YouTube. And if he wants that to be how we understand him. Yes, he is seeing his dad today. And so I do hope as well. I trust his parents to have a lot of, okay, Miriam, that's a good question. I'm gonna respond to that. I do think that it is, I trust his parents to have good insight. And I said in my video, right, remember that mom told him dad loves Ace. She didn't say shit about Taylor. And so I would be curious to hear what dad actually does think about Taylor. Miriam asks, do you think this is nuanced for Nick? I do, Jen. I do think that Nick and Taylor had a conversation in private, and I think that's why Taylor had some act right when they were in the Hamptons right after that Kiki podcast. Do you think this is nuanced for Nick being this intimate with the black space? I do think it is very intimate. So let me be clear about this part. When I say that Nick needs to make some choices, I don't think that he needs to be like doing things publicly on platforms for us. I think he needs to make some choices in his personal life that obviously we'll see a reflection of because we watch his social media, but he doesn't need to be like on a podcast calling things out or saying things. I think that is very complicated with how he knows he needs to be in and interact with our community. And I do ultimately feel like he needs to make some decisions for his personal life. T says Alandria needs to also share her feelings if she is in a relationship with this man. I agree, and I think it's very complicated and nuanced as to why not. Right? Like I agree, but they already renewed for a second season, so I would think that they probably are going to bring some of them on. T, I agree. I do think she needs to. I also do think it's very complicated. I think she has a harder time asking for her needs in general based on things that she's told us about herself. Wait, Kara, what do you mean? What are they saying? We're not sure, Tina. Or is it Tanae? We're not sure. And so I actually said in my video, I want people to just give it at least until the reunion airs. Let the reunion air and then see what happens. Yeah, it's very deep for Alandria. She needs to unpack that, right? That's deep work. I have clients that have been working on that shit for years. That is deep. That's deep rooted, old, learned narratives about how you're supposed to move through the world. That's not no just like, oh, I'm going to decide, which I know you're not suggesting, T, right? That's not, oh, I'm just going to decide that today. Now I'm going to start speaking up for myself. Like, that's not how she has some deep reasons as to why I think she moves that way. I agree, Miriam. Knowing the pain Taylor caused Alandria, if it was me, I would be conflicted if my man was still friends with him. I agree with that. I agree completely. What I'll say, right, is like, for me, I am waiting for the reunion to air. Personally. Because I know a lot of the things that we're watching are not recent. And I know he went to Oklahoma and was at the rodeo and all of that. And I know people feel like that was him like hanging out with him, whatever. But I want to just wait. I just want to wait until after the reunion. And yeah, I want to wait until after reunion. Good morning, Mia. I want to wait until after reunion and see how do people move once now they feel like there's no more pressure to put on their Love Island personas anymore. What happens then? Is it too new for him to just cut people off though? They've only been together 2 months. So Shrekhan, I feel like this goes back to my other point, right? Even if it's not about Alandria, the way that you're watching Taylor move as a man, is that something that you fuck with? Right? For me, it's yes, it's about Alandria because that's your woman, but more so, it's about if I'm looking at how you're moving, do I fuck with that? Is that someone that I want to align with? That I want people to feel like when you see him, you see me, and when you see me, you see him. Is that the person that I want them to do that with? You know what I mean? I agree, Sasha. It's actually not unpopular in this live, which is why I'm saying, like, I really just want to wait until the reunion is over to see what happens next with people. Beatrice, you said Nick has only been friends with Nick for 2 months. Do you mean Nick has only been friends with Tay for 2 months? Exactly. And I didn't say this in my video, but I did notice this. Okay, so when they were in the Kiki podcast, and she was asking him, you know, about moving to LA, and he's like, you know, she's like, do you like it? He's like, oh, I love it. He's like, but really, I just like love the people that are here. And he named the cast that had been like hanging out in LA since they had returned from the villa. Not cast that lives in LA yet, just cast that had been in LA. He said, he named Amaya, Brian, Chris, and Ace. And left that man out that was sitting right next to him that had also been in LA, except for the 3 days that he had gone home. To me, that's not for no reason. Like, I think sometimes Nick be telling on himself without realizing it. So he's like, I'm having so much fun here because of these people, and then forgot the person sitting right next to him. And I don't think he even realized that he did it. Like, it'd be slipping out sometimes. Oh, I agree. And I think he probably is rethinking that relationship. Exactly, right? Nurse Brain. The only one that is like, well, Ace, I think Ace and Shelly have been in New York mostly. But I know technically Ace lives in LA, and Pepe lives in LA, right? So he wasn't naming people that lived there. He was just naming people that had been there. And he did not name that man. And I think that is like a Freudian slip, right? He didn't even realize it. But like, you left out the person sitting directly next to you that has also been there except for the 3 days that he went home. How did you forget him? On Taylor and Nick's relationship, Jen, is that what you're asking? I want to make sure that I want to make sure that I understand the question. I really do. I really appreciated the way that Pepe moved in the villa. Okay, let me answer it. I appreciate the way that Pepe moved in the villa. I appreciated him being honest with Grayson, even though people were sad about it. I felt like that was exactly what he was supposed to do rather than stringing her along. I did not love him saying that Taylor stood on business after that challenge, because no the fuck he didn't. But again, people only know what they know, right? So what they're hearing Taylor say is, I had already told her all this. Why is she bringing this up again? Anyway, don't get me riled up, right? So I didn't like that. I thought it was funny that he was, consoling every crying blonde with his penis. But hey, do you, Pepe? And when it came to Jeremiah, I did feel like Jeremiah had a really good ability to be like self-reflective. I did see some level of like potential insecurity in him, like just something for him to like pay attention to. But I know people have alleged that apparently he was like a nerd before. And so he just like got cute or whatever. And so he maybe doesn't really know how to navigate that. I don't know how much of that is actually true versus like what people are just saying. Okay. Jen asked, if Nick continues to be friends with Taylor, what would my thoughts be on their relationship? I think it would mean something about Nick, right? Like, again, for me, it's like and I'm not saying that this is I'm not saying this is who Taylor is, y'all. But if you are a person who is willing to be friends with someone that is a manipulator or a habitual liar or is a rapist or whatever, like the company that you keep does mean something about you, right? And I think it also would depend on like what that friendship looked like. Are they following each other on socials, or do they actually have a relationship? He does, Jules. I have a video a little bit about why he and Ace might not have vibed, and that's part of it. I think that I think it would mean something about him as a human if he continued to like be in community with this person. And whether people like it or not, I do think that like I think the same about Shelly with 404. 404 has done a lot of like oopsie moments at other communities' expenses. At some point, you gotta know, harm to other people, while like, yes, there are some things that like, okay, yes, it's the culture we're raised in, whatever, but it's like, at some point, your personal development cannot continue to be at the expense of other people. And by that, I mean like 404, right? Like at some point, it's like, okay, girl, like, why do you keep fucking up in so many different communities? Do I think Jasmine asked, do you think it's too late for them to watch the season back, or it would be still be beneficial now? So I do think it would still be beneficial for certain people. I think it would be beneficial. I've mentioned before, I think it would be beneficial for Alandria, simply because Alandria is aware that they will attempt to paint a narrative about you or create a story about you, but she really doesn't know how she was edited. She doesn't know how she was characterized, just that she was mischaracterized outside of that one moment she keeps referencing, right? So I don't think she's fully aware of the way she was both mammified and put into a Jezebel / Sapphire role by production. And I think as someone that wants to go into modeling, that really wants to be in media and in Hollywood in this way, it would be important for her to know how they may attempt to characterize her so that she knows how to push back against it. But I also do think that it would be really important for her to have a trusted professional, someone that can work it through with her as she's watching it. Like, honestly, it wouldn't be unusual for her to be like, okay, so we're gonna watch portions of the session or portions of the show in the therapy session, and let's talk about it. I know, Ivy, I know. Like that, I think that could be really beneficial for her. Mia, you know, I want to be biased and say that she needs a black therapist to unpack it with, but because I'm in my field, I know that not all of us are actually great. So what I would say is she definitely needs a therapist that has some, I know I keep saying I'm actually going to, I will DM her when I get off today. I just be laughing when y'all say, I'll be like, yeah, I should, but I don't ever do it. Okay, anyway, sorry. I will say that she would benefit from someone that has a particular praxis and political understanding of the world in order to help her. I have a Twitter, but I'm never on it. Okay, y'all. I'm gonna make a video and picture. Yeah, I agree, Belle. I agree. So I think like she needs someone that just, okay, I'm just gonna go on into message her. Okay. But I think that she needs someone that has so like I have a white woman therapist, right? But she's so clear about she's so clear about like her privilege in the room. Like these are conversations we had in our first sessions. And I can say pretty much whatever in that room. And she sometimes already knows things, right? So it's like she needs a therapist that has that ability, right? That has studied through like probably a feminist lens, through a critical race theory lens. Like she needs someone that knows that. Because let me tell y'all, when I was in graduate school, in the one cultural diversity class that is required, and I mentioned marginalized identities, there were people in that room that were like, what does that mean? And they're out there being somebody's therapist today. Yeah. So not everybody has the praxis just because they went to school. And so this is why I'm always telling y'all to like interview your therapist. Jayla, would you be open to offering services to any other cast members? I think the only other people that I would be really exactly her. So the only other people that I really think I would like to work with, or that I could see myself working with and like having, thank you, Lamika, like good progress would be Shelly and Ace as a couple. Is there anybody else? I think that too, Nurse Brain. Interview your medical doctor too. Who else? Like I feel like Alandria, you know, so here's the thing about Clark. That's a great question. What about Clark? The thing about Clark is I think that they're contraindicated right now for couples therapy. So what that means is if certain things are present in relationship dynamics, you should not be in couples therapy. You need to be in individual therapy. And right now, if only Clark went to individual therapy, I actually don't think it would benefit her right now. Because she would need to be in a stage of change to a lot of what y'all are saying. She would need to be in a stage of change where she could actually hear and receive, right? And be able to get away. If you're in the dynamic that she's in right now, they would both need to be in individual therapy before I would say she should be in individual therapy with anyone. Hi, Deidre. I see y'all asking me about, free 99 online. Thank you for saying that. I agree. I will say this though, like free 99 online. I typically don't prioritize work with men. The majority of my clients are queer, trans, BIPOC. I have like some cis het folks, but not very many. But I do think that he could definitely benefit from some counsel around that. Okay, MTA asked me about H. I I think at this point in the game, I'm too biased against H to be effective as a clinician for her. I think I have too many of my own opinions about her that would impact in her ability to feel like really cared for and supported in a space, right? Like that would be really hard, I think, for her to be able to move past, and for us to be able to move past to create like a safe environment for her. I don't have any trauma specialties, Mia. I just operate from like a trauma-informed lens. Yeah, because again, y'all, it's like not everybody is your best fit. Hi, Lynn. Not everybody is your best fit, right? And the goal is for people to get what they need out of therapy. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know if I think she needs, if she were to be with a white woman therapist, she would just need to make sure that she really interviews her therapist, because a lot of the behaviors that she shows up with are rooted in white womanhood, and those are the ones that are like problematic around like weaponizing her tears, mammifying black women. And so she would need somebody that can see that and can name some of that and create that tension in the room for her to work through that. But I think she would take a long period of time. Hi, Violet. A long period of time of her just feeling safe and building rapport before they could actually get to a place where she could actually hear that. She said that she was in therapy. I think she's a liar, though. I think she's counting. Hi, She Giggles. Welcome back. I feel like she's counting her therapist in the villa. As like, I'm in therapy. My therapist definitely would have told me that. Like, not necessarily. We don't always tell you what your diagnosis is. We don't always tell you you're being manipulative, right? We don't always say certain things to you. Now, what's in your notes, right? But we don't always say everything out loud. It depends on your therapist. It depends on their approach to the way that they do therapy. Not if she was in massage therapy, Shreka. Yeah, and not every therapist is good. I say that all the time. And so here's the thing too. So plus she lies constantly. She would need to be honest to the therapist. I will say this. A lot of people be lying to the therapist and thinking that we don't know you're lying. We be knowing y'all lying. We just don't always say that. Retail therapy. Y'all are petty. But a lot of times your therapist, they be knowing you're lying. We just don't tell you that we know you're lying. And unless you explicitly ask your clinician like what your diagnosis is, they're not required to tell you that. And not every therapist will diagnose. It depends on, are you using insurance? Because insurance, you have to have a diagnosis, period. But if you're private pay, you don't have to have a diagnosis. You could just go to therapy. So B says she has a personality disorder. She's convinced of the mess and lies she says. I definitely have suspicions. Z asks, do I think Hilda and Alandria will make up at the reunion? I have some thoughts about that. Hold on. Do I think they'll make up? No, I don't think they're going to make up. I do think that they will come to like common ground. Because that's how I've seen Alandria move all this. Is she just wants to be done with stuff. You know what I mean? And so I think she'll just be like, okay, let's drop it. And like, I said my piece. I'm already not fucking with you. And I'm just going to continue to not fuck with you. Tata said, Yeah, I agree, Jules. They're going to wipe the hands and move on. Tata said, I had a therapist drop me because I would not talk. I didn't trust her ass. LOL. Yeah, you have to create an environment where you feel like you can trust the person, but also that would have been an opportunity for her to talk it through with you. Like, she should have, anyway. Anyway. Yeah, that should have been really like a conversation, because therapy is not always like in sync right off the bat, but that's something you also can work through in therapy. What's making it hard for you to feel like you can trust? What feels challenging about this space where you can't open up? What do I need to do differently so that you can practice advocating for yourself, setting boundaries, naming things, asking for your wants and your needs? All of that shit is therapeutic. And so y'all should have had a conversation. But anyway. And B, yeah, this would be new to Huda. She said she can't, or this isn't new to Huda. She said she can't keep female friends. Yeah, so this is why she's able to receive feedback from the boys and not from the girls, on top of the fact that they're Black women, right? She's so male-centered that, like, that's a giggle when Nick says he wanted to vote me out every single time. But Alandria's like, not too much. She's like, oh my God, I'm the victim. Don't piss me off. It's a very high red flag. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Jen. See, TJ, yeah, it's hard. Not having female friends or women friends, but having sisters is so interesting to me. What's that about? I think that, y'all, I'm trying to be mindful of how I say it. I think that she needs a full psychological evaluation, because I think that there are some things that need to be addressed that are impacting her ability to show up in relationships in a way that is productive and able to stand the test of time and to experience longevity. That's my therapist's answer to me. Yeah, Ebony, I had a video about that too. Back when I used to make reviews of the entire episode all at one time. This is before I started like kind of getting a little traction, but I actually don't think it's that, Rachel. That's not the one I'm the most suspicious about. But Ebony, I was like, I think that she's one of those non-Black women that's in like constant like subconscious competition with the Black women. Ebony, I will neither confirm nor deny. But yeah, it feels like she's always in like a subconscious competition. So I don't even know if she realizes she is as much as she just is. You know what I mean? And that's unfortunate because it doesn't have to be that way. And I said in this video too that I wouldn't be shocked if part of the reason why she's in that competition is because Black men have said things to her to make her feel like she should be. Right? Unfortunately, not all Black men have a strong Black consciousness. And some of them, this goes back to what I was saying earlier, right? About like, do they actually support you or do they just hate me? Some of them predicate their preferences on only the hatred of Black women. That's the only requirement. Like that dude on that read the little pop the balloon. It was some show and they were like, what's one non-negotiable for you? And he's like, I don't date Black women. Like that has nothing to do with character. And all the white women were like popping their balloon. Like, what are you talking about? If the only requirement is that she don't be Black, that's weird. That's weird. Yeah. 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 So yeah. So very questionable. Very questionable. And so I would not be shocked. And we've seen, and I know people said that Jeremiah has had like Black girlfriends. I don't know. I don't be like looking at, I don't be digging into their past like that. I only know some of the things that I know about Hilga because when she was first on the show, I was like, oh, like, I'm going to go look at all of their stuff. Like, I'm going to like all of them initially. And then that changed very early on. Kalaki, Jules, because it is. Oh, okay, Ebony. She is, Miriam. His mother is a white woman. And his dad is a black, he said Nigerian. That's what people are saying. I don't know that, but I know he's a black man. His daddy is boing boing. You're welcome. Yeah, he like recently posted a Snapchat because I followed Jeremiah on Snapchat because I really empathized with him when he came out of the villa. I felt like, you know, again, that girl was the problem, not him. Yeah, that's why I wasn't feeling Jeremiah being like Alandria. Hi Hagatha would be the other person. I'm like, nothing. Hi Trin and Kimmy. Nothing about your time in the villa gave Alandria would be your other option, Jeremiah. Cut the shit. What are you talking about? Exactly, Jen. Everybody wanted Alandria once they got out and they realized she was really that girl. It's like, yeah, no. This goes back to how people be wanting proximity to you. I mean, yes, the cabin kiss Beatrice, but that was literally like the only time. Jules, I agree, right? This goes back to, like, again, not every black man that dates outside of their race has a strong black consciousness. And so if the only requirement of your non-black partner is that they not be black, then the way that you talk about black people, the way that you talk about black women, the way that you talk about black culture is inherently going to come from a negative place. And if you as a woman align with men that are that way, I don't know this about Jeremiah and his parents, I'm just saying in general, y'all, right? If you as a woman align with a black man that talks about his own people that way, you hold some of those sentiments. And so you inevitably will raise your black children to hold some of those sentiments and make your biracial black children are now out here acting weird. And then they're saying things like, I was never accepted by the black people or the white people. And it's like, I want you to interrogate, how were you raised? How do you understand your blackness? How do you show up in the room? Right? Because I'm a light bright, but both of my parents are black. And so I never had an experience of being like perceived or engaged with oddly by black people, despite the fact that I'm light skinned with curly hair. That was never a problem. It was never a problem for my older sister. She's light skinned, super long curly hair. That was never, nobody was ever being like, oh, you're not black enough for us because we were light skinned. It is about the way you act. It's not about the way you look. And so that's when you need to interrogate, and they're just kids, so they don't fucking know, right? But you have to do this work when you grow up, right? Of like, how am I behaving that's making them feel like I don't align with them? It's because you've ingested something from your parents, because that's who you're learning from, right? And those parents potentially have biases, right? And yeah, Kendall, I always thought that his mother, that he had to be, and he's not. Both of his parents are black. But again, this is also strong black consciousness is not a default simply because you're black. So free 99 online. Thank you for naming that. I actually am downloading all of my lives and hosting them on my YouTube. So far, I think I have 4 on there, going back to my first one on July 26th. I'm continuing to upload them. They are long, so sometimes they take time to get up, but I am putting them up there. But yeah, so it's like that strong black consciousness. If all you do, so I said it like this, I made a video about this, about like misogyny. If all you do is grow up in the United States, you're not going to have a strong black consciousness. You need to be raised and parented in the United States in order to have a strong black consciousness. Okay, Beatrice, when you go to my page, click on the link and then it should show you 2. And the one right underneath is a YouTube link. But if you DM me, Beatrice, I can send you the link directly if you still can't find it. Just DM me so that I have a message from you. So yeah. Anywho, you're welcome. Okay, y'all. Thank you so much for the follows. Thank you so much for the likes. Thank y'all for sitting and yapping with me for a little bit. Exactly, Jules. Okay, I'll be posting just like some content videos today, y'all. I have some thoughts. I know y'all are not watching Beyond the Villa. We're gonna have to put them up about that. But last night was the best episode yet. And it's because they did what I said they need to do. They went on a trip together. I'm telling y'all, if they would revamp Beyond the Villa, look, they need to just go ahead and just ask me. But they went on a trip together to Miami, so they were all forced to interact. So we actually got to see some of that villa experience, right? The reason why they were magical is not just because they were great people individually, it's because of them together. So going on a trip together, we got to see some of that. So it was the best episode yet. And Janae pissed me off. I'm sorry, y'all. That's only going to be a subscriber video. I can't let everything be on the FYP. But I am going to talk about his subs, so y'all will have some content coming about her. And I have some additional thoughts about, I went and looked at some more body language and took some clips of Brian and Amaya that I'm probably going to make a video about that later as well. So yeah, some content coming today as we continue to prep for the reunion. I'll be going live again tonight. I'm also going to go live tomorrow, and then wait, what? Somebody said they act dark skin. What does that mean? And then I'm also going to be going live on Sunday. Tata, that's so odd. Tonight I will be live at, tell me your time zone. Mama's Truth, I will be live at 6 p.m. your time. Angelia and Kara, I'll be live at 7 p.m. y'all's time. All my East Coast people, it'll be 7 p.m. for you. Hagatha, I'm so sorry. I can't help. I have no idea what the flip is. You are Tata, you are East Coast, so that would be 7 p.m. for you. Kiana, it's gonna be 6 p.m. for you. All my Central people, it's 6 p.m. Pacific, it's 4 p.m. Dang, ain't nobody Mountain Time? I'm Mountain Time. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, so I will be live again tonight. I'll be live again tomorrow. I don't remember what time I'm going to be live tomorrow. Hold on, let me think. I think at 12, I'm going live tomorrow. At 12 Mountain Time. So that would be 11 a.m. on the Pacific Coast. 1 p.m. in the Central. And then 2 p.m. Eastern. I live in Denver, Colorado. I know, Lilac. I know. One time I had somebody in here from Denver. One time. So that's when I'll be live tomorrow. And then I'll be live again on Sunday. Don't forget, y'all, that there is a link in my bio to the Google form where you can go ask questions if you have explicit things that you're like, I want you to answer this. And on Sundays, Christopher also comes on the live with me and will answer questions if y'all would like him to as well. Okay. Thanks y'all so much. I will see you later tonight. Stay tuned for some videos popping out. Thank you for the likes and the lives and hanging. I will see y'all later. And we'll get into more of the things and have panel later too. Okay. Bye y'all.